So tonight, I'm going to be talking about who I am, where I'm from. I wrote some things, but I'm going to, of course, get the questions from you guys. I think I'm going to wait for the questions though, because I did like a pretty good questions that you would be thinking that you're going to be asking. I mean, you're funny. But if I'm missing something, I'm going to go back and I'm going to see the questions. So a lot of people ask, who is Kler Rosenberg? I would say I'm a person who is very stubborn, very determined. Like if I want something, if I gotta get something, I gotta get something. And my husband would definitely say that. There is no like, Claire, why don't you do this? And I'm like, nope, I know what I want and this is what's gonna be. Like once I put it here, there is no return. So I'm pretty stubborn. I am definitely very soft-hearted, very giving. Even in my kids, in Beauty Angels, I said I have to give this message. So my message is the more you give, the more you receive. So that's like one of the biggest things for me. Like if I wasn't doing something, it would be like something good in this life. It would be like, why am I here in this life? You know what I mean? So I think changing people's lives and making an impact on their lives is a big deal for me. I think that gives me happiness. Like it makes me feel good, if I'm like impacting somebody's life. To me, that's like one of the biggest things. Where am I from? Where did I grow up? A lot of people ask me this and they say, oh, I thought you're Russian. I grew up in Istanbul. I was born in 1974, so I'm 47, and so I'm Taurus. I grew up with my mom and my grandparents. And my grandparents pretty much raised me. My aunt was a big part of my life. She passed away not that long ago. It was a big deal for me. I don't you know what? I don't want to say I don't have, because this is a funny story. It's a juicy story. I grew up as an only child. But I have a brother. I knew I had a half brother. And he's a lot younger than me. Years and years later, not that long ago, he surfaced actually and he messaged me on Messenger. That was pretty weird. I was like, okay, who is this guy, but I never really met him. And I don't think I have any desire to meet him. Like I always said, I'm the only child and that's it. So I grew up the only child. I have two cousins that are like super, super close to me, like sisters, Becky and Lucy. And Becky actually helps me with my business in Turkey. I was always like the one that's not, I think, the smartest maybe. I always felt that way. And I don't want my family to feel bad about it, but I was always told, oh God, what is she gonna do? What is she gonna be? Because it was very hard for me to go to school, to understand, to read. Some of you may know, if you write to me like this whole long message, it's so hard for me. And I tell my sisters, please send me a voice message, because it's so hard for me to read and to comprehend. Math is always been my challenge. I never forget, my grandma used to say, how do you not learn it? You repeat it so many times. And I said, Grandma, I just can't do it. I don't know. It's just so hard for me to remember the numbers. What is 3 times 5? That was an easy one. That's 15 that I know. But like after the fives, like 6 times 8, like 9 times 7. And I was like, oh my God, I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's just so hard for me to remember all this. And in Turkey, if you didn't go to college, you were basically a nobody. And to go to college, you had to take 2 tests. So I was good. I did the first test okay, and the second test I couldn't do it. So it was a big failure for me. I was very good in my subjects that are like, gym, music. I was actually not bad with English. I'm very into languages. I speak actually 3 languages pretty fluently. But like history, anything that I had to memorize, I was not good at. I decided in high school that I wanted to study skincare because I had very, very bad acne. And I felt like at least I have some kind of, like a profession to do. Because I said, if I cannot get into college, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be a loser. And they already think that I can't get this times table in my head, and my grades are not good. So at least, I could do something. I could be an esthetician. I could do facials, So I started going to a vocational school, and I graduated number 1 in my whole grade, actually. So then I started feeling a little bit of a confidence, I said, I could do this. I could be somebody. And then I was supposed to, get into college, but I did the first exam and the second exam and I couldn't do it. And I said, I need a plan. What was my plan? I always dreamt about being outside of the country to build myself a life. But it was so far because I had no money. And I'm like thinking, how am I gonna go anywhere? How am I gonna start this life? And then one day, actually it was very interesting. I was working on one of my clients because the last 2 years of my high school, I had to do internship. So when I was an intern, I had this lady and she was really wealthy. And she said to me, Claire, I want to open a beauty salon. Would you open it with me? And I'm like thinking, holy shit, I don't have any money. What money am I going to invest? So I remember me and my mom going to their house and the father saying, no, she's young. She's very talented. We want to open this business with her. And then as the business grow, she can pay back. So we're thinking, oh, wow, she's a really nice lady. Well, not so much, because at age 17, believe it or not, I was 17 years old when I first opened my business, my first business. And it was a beauty salon, and it was called Le Visage. It means the face in French. I found the name. I don't know. French was like really shishi, like cool at the time, So I got the name, I got the location, we rented a place, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I saved my life. I'm gonna own a beauty salon. And I told all my customers, I had a lot of customers when I was an intern. So I was so excited. All of a sudden, it was just a few days before our grand opening, and this lady was like super popular. She was always, I don't know what it's called, like a paparazzis were always with her, and she was high society. And I was like a nobody, a young, stupid girl, from high school, but talented one. and a very determined one. So she started telling me, hey, honey, bring me this tea, bring me this, and clean this, and do this, do that. And I said, wait a minute, this is weird. Why is she treating me like that? I should be her partner. But I never did any paperwork. I didn't know. My mother was not really educated either. And all of a sudden, she's treating me like this. And I'm like thinking, you know what? I don't want this. I don't want this. I deserve more. I had respect for myself. So I go and I tell this woman, I was like shaking, and I said, why are you treating me like this? I said, I am your partner. That day, she says to me, honey, you're so young. You gotta go through this. This is a road. This is a path that you gotta go through. And then I said, are you kidding me? I said, I'm not taking this shit from you, lady. You know what? I'm out of here. So I took my teacups, my Turkish teacups. They're like little, with a slim belly. They're called slim bellies. And that's all I had. That's all I brought to that business. I had no money. So I took that and I started crying like crazy. And I said, I'm out of here. And I left. I came home and my mom said, what did you do? You got to make good money. You were making good money there. I mean, I was making decent money for Turkey, And I said, Mom, I'm better than that. I could do better than this. I'm going to be good. I'm going to, be successful. And then she knew this little stubborn Kler Rosenberg, was not Rosenberg at the time, but this little Claire, whatever she put in the head, there was no return. So she knew that. So then I started looking in the newspapers, and I said, wait a minute, what is this? I saw an ad, be an au pair. And I said, I could be an au pair. Meanwhile, I was never a kids person. And I'm like thinking, okay, I'm going to be an au pair. I'm going to take care of kids. But honestly, it was like the only way for me to be able to get out of the country. I didn't know any other way. I didn't have money to be a student or anything like that. So I go to London. And I stayed there for about a year. I learned more English. And in the meantime, I was literally suffering so much. I had nothing, no money. I was making like peanuts. So it was like, Jesus, what do I do? I gotta have a better option. So I started working at a restaurant. And in this restaurant, the owner's wife was telling me, what did you do in Turkey? So I said, well, I did skincare, She says, oh, I had a friend who could help you to get a job at a salon. And I said, really? I want to get a job. Can you help me? But I had no papers. So I was making little peanuts. I never forget. One time, me and my two friends, we went to, what was it called? Brighton, maybe? Yeah, it was a little south of London. How stupid. No money to get even a hotel, nothing. So we're thinking, oh, we'll just sleep at a train station. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do that. You stupid ass. What are you thinking? Seriously, now that I'm thinking, my son is 15, one of my son, and I was only 2 years older than that, like a kid, basically. We went to a pub, and we're there, we're, drinking, they didn't ask anything. These guys bought us a drink. Now the pub is closing. We have nowhere to go. We go and try to sleep in a train station. No, sorry. It was so long ago. We were thinking we were going to sleep in a train station. They tell us, no, you can't. The train station's closed. So now the pub is closing. Now the guys that bought us drinks are saying, so where are you staying? And we're like, we don't have anywhere to stay. anywhere to go. So they're like, oh, you could come and stay with us. Well, we got lucky because they were nice people. We didn't get raped. We didn't get robbed. Well, I guess nothing to rob, but, and I'm like thinking, oh my God, I was so crazy. I was so crazy. But that was a interesting thing. And then I'm like thinking, you know what? I can't be doing this anymore. I have to go back. I have to go back to Turkey because I have a better life in Turkey than in London, you know, being so poor and have no money and like no work, no food, you know, it was hard. So I go back to Turkey. I work real hard for a whole year. I did massages, I did facials, and you know, I gathered about $3,000. Some of you may know about that $3,000. I keep talking about that $3,000 in my pocket. So I said, okay, you know what? I could not go to US because I am 19. I was 19. I was 19 because to come to the US, I needed a driver's license. So I was able to get my driver's license because you had to be 18 in Turkey. And here I come to United States of America. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm 19. I'm pretty old. Like, I'll just marry an American guy. There must be some cute Americans that I could marry and to give me the green card, right? So I go and I'm an au pair. I was in Arizona. I fell in love with Arizona. I lived in Scottsdale for about a month, and I made friends, other au pairs. If you don't know what is an au pair is an exchange student that takes care of kids and do light housekeeping. That's an au pair. So all of a sudden the lady goes, you know what? You're not strong enough. You're not tough enough with my daughter. I need you to be tough. And it was just so hard for me. So I actually lost my job. Then I ended up getting another family and moving to Boston, Massachusetts. Well, actually, Acton. And I had a friend there. That I met on the plane, right? Coming to the United States. We were 3 days with the orientation there. And all of a sudden, I started liking my life. You know, this is not bad. You know, I started having friends. Besides, it was pretty cold there, but it was pretty good. And I really loved the family that I was with. There were 2 kids, Jocelyn and Garrett. Garrett was 10. My friend, Sibel, who told me about coming to Boston, also told me about a green card lottery. She says, look, my cousin sent me this newspaper article. Look, we could apply to get a green card. I said, you kidding me? Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. So I applied. And guess what, you guys? A month before my visa was gonna expire, I get a letter from the immigration that I won the green card lottery. And I said, you gotta be kidding me. This is like a dream. So I started screaming in the house. I said, oh my God, I won the green card. I said, I won the lottery. So both kids, Jocelyn and Garrett, were like, how much? They thought I won the jackpot, like the money lottery. And I said, no, you guys, it's not the money lottery, it's the green card. And then Garrett goes, you got a green card? You won a green card, Claire? And I said, Garrett, it's not a green card, it's a green card, which means that I could stay with you guys. I could stay here with you legally. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was looking for another family to clean, to cook, to do whatever, to do laundry. I would do anything, you know, clean the toilets, just so I could stay here in this country and chase the American dream. And So yeah, I never forget when I went to the immigration for my interview, I thought I needed the letter from the family that I worked with that said that I work for them. So I had no idea that I could actually go and get a job anywhere. I was young, stupid, 19 years old. And I went to the immigration and the lady goes, what do you do? And I said, oh, I'm an au pair. I take care of the kids. I do cleaning the house. I do the laundry for them. And they said, she said, what did you do in your country? Did you have a profession? And I said, yeah. I said, I was an esthetician. I did facials and I did massages. And then she says to me, go get a real job. I don't want to say that because that's a real job. I mean, being a nanny is a real job, but I don't know why she said that. And I said, what do you mean? I said, I could just go get a job anywhere? And then she said, yeah, I'm giving you the permission to reside, to stay, to work in the United States of America. And I was like, literally, you guys, crying so hard. I was like, oh my God, I could stay here. And then she said to me, do you have family? And I said, my mom. I said, my mom. And I said, I would love to bring my mom here one day. And she said to me, 5 years. After 5 years, you could become a citizen. And you could become, once you become a citizen, you could bring your mother here. And I said, oh my God, and you guys, you have no idea how hard that 5 years was for me. I had to bring my mother here. And I said, okay, I'm going to work so hard and then I'm going to make enough money so I could bring my mother here. Because I knew if my mother came here, I would have to take care of her, So that's where my journey began. And I was just so driven. That I gotta be successful. I gotta make it in this world. And I started going to a cosmetology school, Blaine, in Waltham, in Massachusetts. So I started going to school there. And one day, there was a trade show. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, like a show, like a hair show, a cosmetology show. And I went there, and I think it was in New York. I don't remember that part. It was so many years ago, but I think it was in New York. And then, oh my God, my mom. Mwah! So I was in this show, and this guy, Charles Maksu, a Lebanese hairdresser, was cutting hair on stage. And really cool. He was throwing the hairs and putting up a show and everything. And I'm like, wow, this guy is impressive. The guy comes to me and says, what's your name? And I said, Claire. And he says, are you a cosmetologist? I said, not really, yes and no, He says, where are you from? I hear an accent. And I said, I'm from Turkey. And he says to me, you're my neighbor. Nice, Turkish. Okay, good. He says, I have a beauty salon in the Boston, in the downtown. And I said, oh, you do? Do you know how to do nails? I said, yeah, I'm not that great at nails, but, I could do anything. Do you know how to do eyebrows? I swear, I was just like, I'll do anything. I'll do whatever you want. Actually, those stories are really funny because the first time I waxed this lady's legs, oh my God, it was such a disaster because I was more of an esthetician. I really never did. Waxing and nails was like a different department, and facials, massage, not epilation, electrolysis was a different department. So I did electrolysis, facials, and massage, and makeup. And I really never did waxing. I mean, I learned, but I was really not that good at it. So, but I wasn't going to tell him that. I wanted the job so badly. I start there. He says to me, you need to have a license here. I said, I know, that's why I'm going to school, But he says, you don't have a license in your country because you could convert your license. I'm like, holy shit, I could convert my license? I said, yeah, I have a license in my country. I go to Turkey, get my transcripts, go take the test, get my license, start working for him. And I started making good money. I started making good tips, and I started getting like a little bit of a confidence, and it was crazy because I just wanted to be successful and as successful as I can. And I knew it wasn't going to be with doing nails. And I had very bad experiences with massage as well, like really ugly experiences, guys like showing their penises and shit is bleh. But I told him, I said, Charles, I don't want to do nails and I don't want to do massage. And he was like, okay, but he kept giving me more massages. And I said, you know what? I gotta leave this place. So I left and I started working in this place in Brookline. It was called Lavinia Borko Skincare. I don't know if it's still there, but it was really an amazing experience. One day I get a phone call from Charles saying, Claire, I left my partners and now I'm opening a huge salon in the Boston Financial District. And I want you to be my partner. Well, I still didn't have that much money. I said, Charles, I don't really have that much money. I'm just saving my money to buy my car. And he said, don't worry. I don't need your money. I don't want your money. I want you. You have something that, nobody that ever worked for me have. And I'm like thinking, what the hell is he talking about? He says, I lost so many clients when you left. And I said, oh, okay. So I said, okay. I said, I'll come back. So he offers me this amazing deal. And stupid me, I didn't learn. I did not make a contract again. Every time I said, Charles, can we make a contract? He says, oh, why? You don't trust me? And it was so incredible opportunity for me because he gave me 60%. Yeah, 60% of the whole spa. And he had the hair and makeup department upstairs and I was downstairs. So I'm like thinking, oh my God, like I have these people like working for me and I make 60% and they make 40%. Why would I ruin that? You know what I mean? And then I never signed anything. So then I met my first husband and I got engaged. He lived in Florida. He lived in Boca Raton, Florida. But I would have never moved. I had it really, really good there. One day I have a phone call and my client saying, Claire, I'm trying to make an appointment with you and I can't. And they're saying that you don't work there anymore. I said, what are you talking about? Of course I work there. What are you talking about? And you guys, that's right, I was fired because I had a good friend, a Turkish friend. I got her a job in the salon that I worked at. And at the time, I didn't know. And you know what? I don't want to get into it because I really did a lot of self-growing stuff and thinking. She was right. So let me tell you the story, what happened with her. Her name is Layla. So Layla was the receptionist at the salon that I worked at. And she saw that this was a good profession and she asked me, can you train me to be an esthetician? And I said, of course, why wouldn't I train you? She was my best friend. She was my roommate. This is the time actually when my mother was going to come. At that time, I bought a condo, a 2-bedroom condo, and Layla was staying with me. And I told her, you know what? Unfortunately, you can't really live with me anymore because, my mom is coming. I'm going to be living with my mom. She was totally fine with it. She was like, yeah, I get it. I understand. No problem. And until then, she actually did not have papers. So she was working illegally. And it was like a, hush, hush, zip, zip. So all of a sudden, she also got the green card from a lottery that year. And she got a place. And she started literally doing exactly everything what I did. I had like this specific plates. My walls was like, I was crazy. One wall was blue, one was green, one was yellow. The other one was like, I don't even remember. I think it was like red or whatever. So she painted the same way. She bought the same exact furniture for her bedroom. She bought the same exact plates. She used to have short hair. She started growing her hair long, and it was like, I don't know if you ever watched this movie, Single White Female. And at the time, it was like a movie that was popular. And in the end of the movie, like the girl, obviously, I'm not saying that she was going to murder me, but it was like a person who is trying to take your identity. And it was like really freaky. So I started telling about this to my mom. And my mom said, that's not normal. It's weird. I don't know, Claire. I don't know. I think you better like start, moving apart from this girl. And this is what I did. And I went to my boss and I told them that I don't want to train her, that I feel some weird energy like the single white female and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, okay. Actually, it was Charles's fiance at the time. And we called her the Arabic Layla. She was also Layla, and the other one was the Turkish Layla. So the Arabic Layla got married, and in their wedding, you know how stupid like gossip shit, like we were talking and, we said, oh my God, that wedding was cheesy, the this, the that. I was like, oh my God. So remember that phone call that I got? That I lost my job. So I called her. I said, what is going on? So she says, also, my wedding was this. My wedding was cheesy. And I'm like, holy shit. This is crazy. I lost my job. And because of my friend cost me my job. And I was thinking, this is terrible. She's evil. But I said, you know what? I'm going to make the best out of this. I am going to open my own salon. But unfortunately, it was impossible. It was just very expensive in Boston. And it was just not possible, to be honest with you. And I said, maybe this is a sign. And then I had my fiance here in Florida. He said, why don't you just move here? And he started taking me to like this beautiful brand new homes. Look what we could get. You have this little tiny condo in Boston and we could get this amazing house here for the same price. And I'm like thinking, are you kidding me? Who needs that? I'm moving to Florida. So here I come, Florida, right? So I come to Florida. And my mom was like devastated. She was crying. She was so upset. I said, Mom, listen to me. I believe that everything in this life happens for a reason. Please don't be sad. I said, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it even bigger in Florida. I promise you. So I started looking for a job. I found a job. Oh, I missed something. Before, like literally few months before I left to Florida, I was awarded Boston's Best Esthetician. So here they are advertising Boston's Best Esthetician with me. I was the one who got that title, but nothing I could do. And Layla, the Turkish Layla, took my place. And it was very hard for me to really see that. It was very hard for me to also see the success, or I mean, it wasn't really a big success, but that salon that I opened in Istanbul, but it didn't really last that long. So I believe in karma, you guys. That salon closed. Charles Maksut's salon closed. And I'm going to tell you another story. So don't mess with me, you people, because you will get it back from God. I am protected. I am protected by angels. Okay, where was I? Oh my God, I have such a major ADD. You know how hard it is to do this by myself? It's hard. So then I came here, I got a salon. No, I started working at a salon, and I built my clientele with my nails, like scratching, like, I don't know if that made sense. I don't think it makes sense in English, but it makes sense in Turkish. Oh, Jesus Christ. I built a full book in 1 year. And I wanted to rent my space because there were other hairdressers that were renting in this salon. He wouldn't rent it to me. So I said, you know what? I'm leaving. I said, there is a salon suite. Salon suite concept, you guys, started here, right here in Boca Raton, Florida. Can you believe it? So there was a little room. I never forget. I said, I don't mind. I'll take the little one. I took it and I started building my own business. That was my first very own business. And then I said, you know what? I want to have a beauty salon. Oh, I ended up getting divorced from my first husband. I don't think he follows me, but I felt like he was a loser, honestly, because he was a waiter and he wanted to open a restaurant, and then 9/11 came and then it couldn't happen. And then I said to him, just do something with yourself. And then he started like pressure cleaning roofs and stuff like that. And then everything was an excuse. Oh, there's so many people who does this and I can't make money. Oh, now I'm painting, but the Spanish people that are illegal, they're cutting my prices and this and that. And I'm like, you know what? Stop complaining, damn it. Just do something about your freaking life. And I just had it. I honestly just had it. And then he was like, well, I don't, it's annoying when you're speaking Turkish with your mother and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here, asshole. I can't deal with you. You're an annoying little shit. Sorry I cursed, but that's how I exactly felt. I felt that I worked so hard, and I made the money, and I had to pay this shit. And I was so angry, you guys. I said, you know what? I gotta find a man that is a man who at least makes or has the drive that I do. So I left and went to live with my mom. I met Scott, my husband, online. Can you believe it? It was like a dating site. So I'm like searching, browsing, and I find him and I'm like, oh, he's cute. Let me see. So he drives in with his Hummer and I said, oh, good. At least, even if that's a lease, he has enough money to lease it. So that's good. That's a good sign. For me, I don't know for you, Scott, but for me, it was love at first sight. And it was crazy because it developed so fast, and I was going to Turkey. And I always went to Turkey for 2 weeks every year. And he says, if I give you the money for your ticket, would you go back earlier? And I'm like, hell no, I'm not going back early. I said, if you want, you come. You come to Turkey with me. And he did. And that was the game changer. He met my family. Everybody really liked him. And he was this crazy American boy from New York, okay? He was dancing on the streets. That's right. And I know you're watching this, Scott Rosenberg, but you were a little bit crazy when you were younger. We used to dance, we used to salsa, we used to take classes. So I never forget the night that he got really drunk with raki, the ouzo drink, and he was screaming out of the windows. It was like the funniest thing, scaring people. And I said, Scott, don't do that. We're going to go into jail. This is not US. You can't do this. My mom had a little bit of a drink. She's driving, she was fine, but, I don't want us to get in trouble. But that's how my journey started with Scott. So we got married a year later, and then we had Aiden. That's my first son. He's 15 years old. Both kids look like me. I have a very strong gene. Sorry, it does. And then 3 years later, we had Daniel. And Daniel is my creative, crazy guy. He is... He's handful. He's handful. But I love them so much. I didn't want to have just one child because I'm the only child. So I had to have another child. So everybody started asking me, are you going to have another one? A girl? And I said, nope, I'm not having another kid. There's no way I could have another kid. Like, it's a lot. 2 kids is a lot for me. So I have 2 kids, and I'm not having any more kids. I'm 47. My shop is closed. So let me see my notes here. I haven't even looked at my notes. I'm pretty proud of myself. Let me see if I missed anything. Nope. All right. So then the salon that I opened, remember when I was pregnant with Aiden? That piece of shit woman that I bought the salon from, I paid her $100,000. You guys, that was all my money. It's a lot of money. 100K is a lot of money. So I gave her all in once. Christine. I never will forget her name. Well, if you're listening, Christine, it was actually so good that you screwed me over because she took my money and she took all the staff after and went to a different salon. And I was, you guys, shitting my pants, literally shitting my pants. I was so scared. I was pregnant. And now I have this full big salon that I paid $100,000. I have a lease. And that bitch left with all the staff. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? But I am such a positive person. I put the good energy. I said, I'm putting the good energy. Something better is gonna come up. And it did. And here comes Sharon. Sharon was working at a salon and she had a following and she had people who she could bring to my salon. So she comes and she goes, listen, I heard that there was a walkout here and I'm looking to buy a salon. Can you sell your salon? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I can't sell you my salon. I just bought this. I need a place. I need a security. But you could come and you could name this place Sharon Salon. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care. I don't have an ego. I don't mind. Be my guest. Name it Sharon Salon, right? So she goes, okay. I said, Sharon, all I want is my little room in the back. I'm going to work 3 days a week. I'm going to have a baby. So she says, fine. So I'm going to name it Bliss Salon. Salon Bliss or something like that. And I'm like, fine. No problem. Sure. So she takes the salon over. And it was great. It lasted for about 3.5 years, maybe. And, she said, I'm going to need a bigger space. You're great, but I'm sorry, I'm leaving. And I was like, fine. You know what? I've had it at that point. I said, you know what? Honestly, there is a thing that to be said with little overhead and little headache, right? So I said, you know what? Honestly, I said, I don't need this. I'm going back to my salon suites. And that's what I did. I went back to my salon suites until I started itching again. And I said, you know what? I want a beauty salon. I'm a little crazy, right? You guys know that, but so I opened my brow and beauty bar. And one day, I know you guys are wondering how I got started with permanent makeup. The permanent makeup got started the first year I moved to Florida. I had a dear client and a friend. I don't know what happened to her. I kind of lost contact with her, but Nadia Rabani. She's the one who told me, Claire, you're so good at shaping eyebrows. Why don't you learn permanent makeup tattooing? So this is when I started permanent makeup with Harmonics, and then it was bought by Nuva Contour. So I started doing those more permanent eyebrows, but I used to do like like little dots, to make it look more realistic. So that's the way that I started permanent makeup. But I never got into like lips and eyeliner. I was a little bit scared. But one day I get a text message because I left my salon for a few minutes and I got a text message from this girl, Natalie. And Natalie was a permanent makeup artist that did hair strokes with a machine. Well, I didn't know what it was at the time because she sends me text messages with her work. And I said, what is this? This is beautiful. Oh my gosh. She says, this is permanent makeup. And I said, this is not permanent makeup. I've never seen such a thing. Like the permanent makeup I do looks nothing like this, So all of a sudden, I got introduced to hair strokes. And she says, are you looking to hire? I said, I'm not hiring. I only do rentals here. But she says, I can't do rental. I don't really have money. And I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just come. And then I said, you could work for me. The first 2-3 days she worked for me, she made so much money. She sees the opportunity. So she comes to me, you know what? I want to rent from you. I'm like, all right, no big deal. Fine. You could rent from me. No big deal. And the clients started coming back with no retention. At the time, I really didn't have a lot of knowledge, and I really didn't have any knowledge about hair strokes. But now I know why that was happening. It was too shallow. That's why it looked super realistic. But this is so many years ago, you guys. Like I've never even heard of microblading at the time. So, but she didn't have insurance and she didn't have a license. She was from California. And I said, Natalie, I can't have this. You have to have license. Otherwise, I have to let you go. So she got pissed off. I gave her a few days and she didn't have it and she left. And I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do now? So I started looking for somebody and my client said, Claire, why don't you go learn? You're amazing at eyebrows. You do beautiful eyebrows. So why don't you go learn how to do it? So I started looking and I found this training in northern Florida. It was not that many trainings at the time at all, like nothing. And I spent a lot of money. I drove to this place with my mom for like 4 days. This lady was, oh my God, super mean. Because I had knowledge, I was like telling her, you can't use baby wipes to wipe the eyebrows. And, she just didn't like the fact that I conflicted with her. And at the end, I ended up really learning nothing from this lady, like really nothing. She had no knowledge and it was pretty sad, but she ended up giving some of our money back. What year? That was so long ago. Oh my gosh. I think maybe it was like 8 years ago or something. So then I started looking, where else can I learn? I found a lady in Naples, Florida, and I started talking with her. Me and the two girls girls that took the class in northern Florida. So we went to her and I said, okay, you know what? She is much better. She's doing something called microblading. And I told the girls, I said, she does with this blade and da-da-da. And they're like, okay, we'll go. And then I started like researching more and more. I did not have Instagram at the time. I was Googling. And I found Fibrows. And I said, wow, this looks actually a lot better than what she's doing. And I asked her, I said, there is this guy, Branko. Do you know who he is? And she said, yeah, of course. He's one of the pioneers, like him and David Brauart. She goes, I learned from David Brauart, and he's the guy who learned, of course, from China and took it to Europe, and he grew big in Europe. And I said, oh, okay. I said, because, I spend all this money, I'm paying you, I paid this lady, and now I'm going to go pay this guy. She says, look, do you have money? Can you afford it? And I said, yeah, I do well. I have a beauty salon. I could afford it. She says, go. It's always good to have education, more education. And I said, you know what? She's right. I'm not going to lose anything. So I call and it was sold out. And I said, okay, you know what? Whatever, it's sold out. And the ladies, they were two Brazilian ladies who was doing the event, who was hosting the event. They said, look, you know what? He's actually coming out with some new tools and some products. Right now, he doesn't have anything. So the next time he comes, the education will be a little bit more expensive. I said, it's fine, whatever. And then the day before the training, I get a phone call. One girl who was supposed to come from Brazil could not get a visa. And I said, oh my gosh, but I have a full book. I have to cancel all my clients. I don't know if I should do that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. Something, intuition said that I should do it. And I went to Miami. I took the class. It was good. I mean, compared to any of the training out there, it was, I would say, like the best training. It was not even called Fibrows at the time. It was like Branko Babic Microblading Academy. So I took the training. I graduated second in that class in, the Miami group. And, I started doing and learning more. I went into the Facebook groups with permanent makeup, and I sure had a lot of questions. The support that I had was nothing like the beauty angels. It's just the reality. But it was the best support at the time for me. And I started like noticing some really good work out there, like some really, really good work. And one of them was one of the masters. At the time, I didn't know what that meant, like being a master. And I started talking with her. And she says, you have beautiful work. You should tag Branko in all the pictures. And this is how you're going to get attention from him. And I said, oh, okay, I could do that. So every time I started like tagging him, and I started getting feedback from him. And then I saw that there was a masterclass in Serbia, because that's where Fibrows is from. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to go there. And my husband says, Claire, why are you going to travel freaking across the world? Is it even safe there? I said, Scott, it's not Syria. It's Serbia. It's like Europe. And he goes, oh, okay, but it's so much money. You got to spend the ticket, the this, the that. I said, you know what? I'm not confident. I'm still like thinking I could do better. And I said, I'm going to have a certificate that's going to say masterclass. So that's going to look good for my customers. I said, the more certificates I have on my wall and the title, it's going to look good. I said, I could charge more money maybe for my eyebrows. And he knew there is no for Claire. Is there? Nope. So I went. I was the only two people, me and this other girl from the US, actually from the whole continent. From the whole continent. It wasn't even known in Latin America. Nobody even knew. And he recognized me. He says, you are from the US. And I said, I'm from the US. And he goes, yeah, Vegas. I said, close enough, Miami. He says, yeah. And then he started recognizing me even more and more. And then one day I got a message saying that he would like to have me in his team. So I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then my friend said, it means that he wants to have you as a master, you idiot. And I'm like, oh my God, you're kidding me. He wants me to teach? I said, I don't even know if I could teach. At the time, honestly, I didn't know if I could really teach. I said, I could try. So this is how I became the first Fibrows master in the whole American continent. And I was number 30 in the whole world. I was actually probably like a 28, but I didn't know that I was supposed to get a certificate. By the time I asked for it, I was number 30. So I was like, wow, I achieved to be a master trainer for Fibrows. That's like, I was feeling like $1 million. And then I started making more money, and I started, having more students and building my empire. Then my father-in-law said, you need somebody to help you with this. This is too much. You can't do this all by yourself. He said, why don't you talk with Glenn, my brother-in-law? And I said, okay, I'll talk to him. He's in a marketing major. And he said, Claire, I could help you grow your business and run your business, because I kind of felt like I don't think I could run my business. I don't even know what is 7 times 8. So he said 50-50. And I was like, get the hell out of here. Are you kidding me? No way. And then I said, I'm not doing that. I'm the one teaching. I'm the one with the name. Like, why should I give him 50% of my money? Then a few months went by and I'm like, you know what? I want to talk to him again. Let me talk to him one more time. And then he's like 50-50. I'm like, all right, fine. So then we became partners and we established Microblading Academy USA. And then we paid like about over $100,000 and opened the first official Fibrows Academy here. And it was the second one in the world, the first one in the US. And I was just, honestly, you guys, so proud. And I loved, I was so in love with Fibrows. And then I started like getting more students, and it was so many students. And I started, looking for people to help me, like assistants. And then I said, look, you know what? I could help you to be a master in Fibrows. And then I made 4 masters with my academy that they worked with me or for me. And at a point, I was so busy. I was literally getting, at minimum, 80 online students per month. And my husband said, this is not healthy. Like, you can't sustain this. You have to have help. You need somebody to help you. And I said, who can help me? And then Glenn said, why don't we give some of these students to the masters? We still make money, not as much, but we still make money. And I said, okay, you know what? Fine. So we started advertising as online fibrows training, microblading training, train with fibrows. It was not Kler Rosenberg. So we would get the students, and then we would give some to me, some to the other masters. And one day I got a message, a Viber message. I don't even use Viber anymore. I'm like traumatized from this. And it said that, Claire, you're giving students to your masters, and these are your students. You shouldn't be giving your students. And I said, what do you mean? These are not my students. These are students that we advertise as generic, like fibrows, microblading, and nowhere it says Kler Rosenberg. So what is the problem? I don't understand. And then he kept saying, well, you're breaking the rules. You're breaking the rules. You gotta pay this penalty. A lot of money. And let me tell you this way, it was almost 6 figures fucking penalty. And I'm like, holy shit, this is not happening to me. So he's like, you either pay this or else, or you're gonna lose your title. And I'm like thinking, this is not happening to me. Like, I can't lose my business. I built a huge business. I had at that time 3 different bays, rent. I had all these people's salaries. And I'm like thinking, holy shit, I'm losing my title. I'm not going to be a fibrows master anymore. And Glenn and my father-in-law said, are you out of your mind? You're going to pay him this money? And this was the exact words, fuck this guy. And I'm like, no, we have to pay him. I cannot lose my title, you guys. I cannot lose my title. If I lose my title, I lose everything. And then this was a big battle for me between Glenn, my father-in-law, on one side, and me and my husband on the other side. And I never forget, I got on a flight. I was going to Washington, D.C. to teach, and I was crying so hard that people were like looking at me like this. You know how like when you cry so much, you like you can't even talk? Like that's how I was crying. I was devastated. It's like I was losing everything that I built in my life. It's going to be like zero. And he writes me the message, and I still have these screenshots, by the way. You pay or you're out. They will contact you to give you your final blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Finally, I said, you know what? I have to pay. I have to pay. I take the first flight to Serbia. The whole flight, I'm crying. I'm like devastated. One night I stayed. I went and I sat here like this. And I said, I am your biggest trainer. I trained. At the time, I think it was like 1,500, whatever students. And he told me I was the biggest trainer after him, that I had the most students. And I said, are you kidding me? I worked so hard. I brought your brand to United States. I worked so hard. He apologized to me. He's like, I'm sorry. You're right. I was angry. I said, I'm paying you, whatever. And I was hoping that he would give my money back. And I said, look, I'm your biggest trainer. I'm your biggest shop. I had a fee shop. I said, I don't understand how you could just step on me and flicker me like a cockroach. This is crazy. And he said, you're right. I'm sorry. But that trust was broken. I could never trust that company or that man ever again. How could I? So, but I was just so in the spell of the thing that I was the biggest master. I mean, I didn't have my title. Like a year later, I was awarded the best master of the world. I was awarded, but at the time I didn't. But I had literally students coming from all over the world to be with Kler Rosenberg. And when I said, you come from Vietnam? I'm like, there's a grandmaster in Vietnam. And she says, yes, but it's not Claire. Claire has the best reviews Claire's students is always supported. And I'm like thinking, holy shit, I built an amazing environment, an amazing thing. So I started feeling, you know what, I could do this by myself, but I have to have something at least as good or even better, because how could I jump out of the airplane without a parachute, without the proper parachute? Oh, Wilda, you were my student then? Oh my God, it was a crazy, crazy thing. So then I said, okay, you know what? I was teaching in Mexico. I was teaching fee removal, and Patricia Carreño, who is one of my brand partners, and Ramses Avila, my dear friends, they were very, very upset with Fibrows too. They had their own problems. It was just super complicated to work with the company. Everything was a problem. Everything is the rule this, and it's like, like a fucking dictatorship. And I'm like thinking, okay, you know what? I go, you think we could do this? She's like, Claire, we could do this. People love you. People love me in Latin America. We made Fibrows. And I said, I know, but it's just so hard. And then I said, okay, I could do this. And then I got the eye of the tiger. So I came home, and my husband was with me actually. And he said, are you sure you want to do this, Claire? Like, you have it real good. It's easy. You just buy the kits from them and you're teaching. It's a big brand. You have a good name. And I'm like thinking, you know what? I don't feel safe. Like, he could kick me out anytime. Like, if he could kick me out, he could kick anybody out. Like, I didn't even know I was doing something wrong. Like, it was nowhere on my contract that I couldn't give students to my trainers. Like, what's the big deal? We were giving the Fibrows certification. We were giving the Fibrows kits. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this picture? And I have to pay almost a 6-digit fine to regain my title? Are you kidding me? I'm like, forget it. I'm not gonna take this shit anymore. I could do this, and I don't care even if I fail. And even if I fail, at least I tried it and I failed trying it. You know what I mean? So I said, I could do this. I could do this. So then we started, building Beauty Angels, and it's just the best thing that had ever happened to me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my life is definitely harder. It's not easy, but at least I could say that I'm not scared anymore. My masters are not scared of me. I'm their friend. I want to help them. I don't want to have a relationship like that. That's not healthy, And even when I was with Fibrows, I always allowed our students, like the 4 master students and me. So we were 5 masters, 5 Fibrows masters in Microblading Academy USA. We always allowed our students, like, go to our trainings. Like, if they bought a live course with me, they could go to any of my trainers' courses. And when they find out, they were not happy with that. And I did this, they were not happy with this. And I did that, they're not happy with this. There was like no flexibility. I want to help my masters. I want to help them grow. And I felt not supported. I was not supported. The opposite. I was bringing all these freaking students and I was kicked out. I didn't leave. I didn't say I don't want Fibrows. I was kicked out, you guys. I was kicked out like a little cockroach. And I'm like, you know what? What is my guarantee? How could I be with a company like that? I really didn't have a choice but leaving. I didn't have a choice. So building Beauty Angels was so important to me that it had to be supportive, not only to students, but it had to be supportive to masters a safe haven for everybody without being scared. So that's pretty much, why I left Fibrows. It took me a long time. I gave him 3 months notice because I thought it's not a nice thing to do. I had all these trainings that was scheduled as Fibrows, and I felt like not giving the notice and just leaving and then calling the students, oh, by the way, this is no longer Fibrows. That's not right? So I never forget, we had like an hour and a half conversation, and then he kept saying to me that I backstabbed him. And I tried to explain to him that why it wasn't a backstab. It was basically me not feeling safe anymore in his company, and he wouldn't take it. And I kept saying that I wanted to be friends, and that I wanted to be working together. I'm not here to badmouth his company, and I'm not. It's a great company. It just was not great as a trainer for me. And I always say that, always, you guys, I always say that they have amazing products, they have amazing training. I never bashed Fibrows, not even once. This was something personal between me as a trainer and Fibrows. So it was nothing to do with students or their products or their trainings. They have amazing everything. It's just not about that. But when I left, I had a lot of students. I also had a lot of students that were waiting for their kids. And it was also almost another 6 digit. I lost a lot of money to Fibrows, and I'm not going to lie about it. I lost a lot of money. They took a lot of my money. And that I will never forgive. I'm not bashing, I'm not talking bad, but this is truth. They took tens of thousands of my money. So that was not cool. They never sent my shipment, so I couldn't, give these people what they paid for. So I never forget, I did a Zoom meeting with those students. I explained to them the situation, that I couldn't give them what they paid for, and I was willing to give their money back, that I wasn't going to give their money back. I wasn't keeping their money. I was going to give their money back. And I would say maybe I refunded like 4 or 5 people max. And everybody else really went with the Beauty Angels. And then that's where the drama started. And, a lot of you who follow me know that. And some of you, like Awilda was my student, they blocked my students from me. It's like, I'm funny and I like doing analogies. And I said, you know what, you guys, it's like your parents got divorced. It's a very ugly divorce. And now your father is going to give you a new mother, which is another master with Fibrows, so you could get certified with them, and then you could get certified with Beauty Angels. And a lot of people were fine with it. It was fine. And actually, this created something very interesting, which literally bit them in the ass, because we have now students, this is 2.5 years ago. It's going to be 3 years, Beauty Angels, by the way, 3 years. So anytime now there are people who ask about Fibrows and Beauty Angels, what's the difference? What should I go with? Those beautiful students that took both courses support me. They say, you know what? I was Claire's student when she was with Fibrows, and I saw both courses, and the support with Beauty Angels is amazing. Go with Beauty Angels. I'm like, holy shit. This is not happening, because I was crying for days that I was blocked from my students. But look what happens. Everything happens for a reason. That's what I'm saying in life. So it was just so crazy that it all ended up turning out to my benefit, I feel like. It was fine. And I lost money, but money is not everything, I would lose everything again, because money does not bring happiness and money does not buy happiness. It sure helps. It helps. But honestly, for me, I didn't really care. And when I contacted Fibrows, they told me that they were going to give my money back and they were not going to send me my kits and my products. And I said, okay. And then they said that they're going to keep half my money because it's a penalty that I broke their contract. And it was already money paid, you know. And I said, fine. Never saw a dollar from that money. But you know what? God is up there. Well, that is the truth and the whole truth. So that's my story, my life story. And then Beauty Angels now has over 100 master trainers all over the world. I never would have imagined something like this ever, but I made it. I made it. And it keeps growing. We have lamination, brow lifting, lash lifting, brow lamination products coming. We have a new set for our machines. We have new machines. We have so many things coming, a skincare coming. We have so many brand new stuff coming, branching out. So I'm going to be here always for you, no matter what. And you know that also, even if you were my Fibra students, I still answer you. I still take you. I still help you. The more you give, the more you receive. And you'll love your double base. Okay, you guys, I don't know all the comments, but now I'm going to take the questions for about maybe 5-10 minutes. Let me scroll. Oh my God, I don't know all this. Okay, let's see now. And if you have any questions, now is the time, because I'm going to be scrolling down and answering everybody here. You're so curious. Well, you got everything out of me, from my childhood to everything. I really want to get to know your story and how you started in this industry and become the biggest icon. Oh, okay. I do treat them like a family. Beauty Angels is a family. Just looked it up. Why would I take... Wait, hold on. Oh my gosh, wait. Why would I take classes there? I'm not sure what she's saying, but are you saying why would you take classes in Fibrows or with Beauty Angels? I don't know. I didn't understand. Hello, Claire. I was always curious. How do you speak Spanish? Oh, okay. I'm going to tell you how. I actually have a very interesting family. My mother and my mother's side of the family is a Turkish Jewish from Spain. My ancestry is Ladino and Sephardic Jewish. And my father's side, my father is a Muslim. So I grew up with my mom and my grandma, and they always spoke to me in Ladino, which is Spanish. So I never studied, but this is how I learned. Okay, how I speak Spanish. So I answer that. Oh yes, Mina, this live is saved. I also have this is a podcast, you guys. I'm not sure if you know this, but you could always listen. Hi, Amanda Brewer. I love your stories. Hi, Husty. Oh my gosh. This is actually very crazy. I was coming to DC when I was kicked out at Fibrows. I'm brave. I didn't feel so brave, believe me. I was really very, very scared. My God, it's beautiful story. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh my God, that's so crazy. It is crazy. My whole life is pretty crazy. It could go on and on, actually. Never get tired of hearing your story. Maravillosa. Gracias, mi linda, hermosa. That's amazing. I love Claire's story time. This is beautiful. Annem benim, canımsın sen. Çok seviyorum seni. Git uyu artık. Go to sleep, mama. It's very late in Turkey. She's in Turkey. She got surgery. My goodness. Okay, there's so many comments here. I'm still scrolling. I don't want to miss anything, but what happened to freaking Turkish Layla? That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. It's something interesting about the Turkish Layla. When I got married to my husband and he was a successful man, Layla contacted me and I gave it to her. I said, I got divorced from my first husband. Now I'm married to a successful man and I have this, I have that. And you know what she said to me? She said, Claire, why do you think that I would not be happy for you? I'm so happy for you. I was always your friend. And then I said, well, you got me kicked out of my job. And you know what she said? She goes, no. Think about what you did, Claire. Think about what you did. You went and told the owners I'm like a single white female. Why didn't you come talk to me? And I'm like thinking, oh my God, she's so right. I was wrong. I was wrong, not her. I was the one who started. Why didn't I go to her and told her how I exactly felt? But I didn't. I just went and talked behind her back, really, right? That's not so nice. But I did a lot of growing. I'm not that same person anymore. So I forgive her. We talked over, emails and chats. I haven't seen her, but she's still in Boston. She got married, she has kids, and yeah, that's what happened with Layla. Yeah. But I learned a very big lesson that you can't just see things from one side. So I also see Fibra's side, that why they think that I backstabbed, but you have to see always both sides. Like, yes, I was a trainer for them, but yes, they helped me grow my name. But on the other hand, I grew their name. So it goes hand in hand. It's not like, one way. It's always both ways. Luis, Wake Up Makeup. He was one of our students that was in the transition. God's angel, blessed and proud master. Oh, thank you. I love your story. Strong. Oh my God. There's a Y, but I don't know why that Y was for. Oh, what a bitch. Well, honestly, I don't think she was a bitch. Think about it. I was the bitch too, if you think about it. The way you say success and shit my pants is the funniest thing ever. Yeah, that's my famous sayings. Yeah, shit my pants is the best for me. Yeah. I always call my best friends and I'm like, I have an idea. You're going to shit your pants. That's like our thing. Oh my goodness. Brazil. I've been learning with a small academy, but I feel I need to else on my marketing. What advice can you give? You know what? Honestly, just message me. It's not related to this. Let me see what else. Oh my goodness. Some door closed to other open. Exactly. Karma. Exactly. Look at me now. I know. You know what? It's no intention of mine to hurt anyone. I just was not feeling safe. That's all. Very inspiring. I listened to all your podcasts while on the road. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Cosmic Beauty. And Beyond the Brows. Hey, Claire, a year ago I started microblading course, but life got ahead of things and I fell off track. Would I need, I don't know what she's talking about. Non-related stuff I'm not going to answer. I'm sorry, you could always message my customer service or me. Beauty Angels Academy is a family. It sure is. I agree that you're always helping. Thanks, Awilda. Thank you. I love this story, Claire. Thank you. Color Scarlet. Love your true story and great composition. Thank you, Maya. Thanks for speaking the truth. Blah, blah, blah. Yup, I got blocked from you. Oh, so you were there. Oh my gosh. I followed you regardless, Awilda. Thank you. I really, really appreciate all of you. Love your honesty. Are you still teaching? Yeah, of course. Yes, I'm teaching. My masters are teaching. I still was able to finish with you at the time you were leaving. Oh, so you just got in there. You just got in. The community with Beauty Angel keeps people coming back. Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Oh, hell yeah. Beauty Angels online courses are excellent. Thank you. I trained with both. I can say that. Oh my God, truth. Thank you, guys. I gained so much more. You deserve all the happiness. Thank you so much. Thanks for the sharing. Felicidades. Gracias, mi amor. Love your double blades. Thank you. You're amazing, Claire. Thank you, Arc Beauty. Bravo. You're amazing. God bless, Master. Oh my God. You have such an awesome vibe. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you all. How can I become a master? Message me. How you learn Spanish? Ivan, I just answered that. Actually, another person asked before. What's your favorite course? Still microblading. What can I say? You're an inspiration. So happy to be able to be a part of this academy as a master trainer. Happy to have you, my love. I'm your silver angel. Yes, you are, Awilda. Can I buy you drinks in Florida soon? Hasti, you're coming here? Of course. Amazing, Claire. Oh my God, so much love here. I really love that you preach about good vibes and hard work. Thank you for being an amazing trainer and above all, great human. Thank you, Mika or Micah. No comparison to your education, hands down. Thank you so much, Saima. Oh my God, there's so many comments here. What was your biggest motivation starting out? My biggest motivation was to be free, to be honest with you. I was so scared, Ivan. I was so scared that I was going to lose everything that I built, like everything. So that was what my motivation. Love this chat all the way from Australia. Oh my gosh. Hi. We are opening a store, a Beauty Angels shop in Australia very soon. Check our website. You were always working with Glenn, and then one point it felt like you separated because you never were seen together anymore. What happened? Because you started doing your stories, reels alone. Oh, that's funny. Honestly, I am too much. I'm crazy. And Glenn and I are family. So we had to separate. So Glenn has not been involved in Beauty Angels Academy since COVID, actually, like almost a year and a half now. And he's doing Beauty Pro Prime, which is amazing, and doing coaching. He's doing websites. He's doing optimizations for search engine. So he went a different way. We're still very close. It's just we did not, we couldn't. What happened with Leslie? I saw you attended her grand opening, but she doesn't talk so nice about Beauty Angels. It's very sad. I know she doesn't. So that's why she's nobody anymore for me. I wouldn't even say hi to her if I saw her on the street. She was an amazing master for me. I don't want to get into it too much, but it's very sad what happens. People can go different ways, but I never did anything wrong to her. I always wished her best, and I told her that, I would always support her. But unfortunately, she goes and badmouths me, badmouths my products, and not nice. Yeah, unfortunately. But you know what? I hear this, and the people that just like you say the same thing. So who is the loser here? Not me. So excited to see you at Pretty Ambitious Summit. Yes, I will be this Sunday in the Pretty Ambitious Summit. Don't miss that. I'm going to show you how you could build your own academy. Now, I am at the end. It's like an hour and a half that I'm here, actually. But I answered, I believe, everything. Maybe we'll do a part 2. What do you think? Do you want a part 2? If you have more questions, we could always do a part 2. But I love you all. I truly care about every one of you. I am always here for you. I always want to deliver better things. And I'm a person that I wouldn't sugarcoat anything. Like even, with my pigments, I used to say, you know what? The Fibrows pigment was easier to work with, and it was for microblading. So that's why we made a newer pigment. But I never said that anything that I made was better. Actually, the opposite. If I liked something better, I just said it, and people couldn't even believe that I would say such a thing. But that's the way I am. I will always remain like this. I'm not just gonna do stuff or say things that it's not true. Even if it doesn't benefit me, I can't do it. If I don't like somebody, I can't pretend to like them either. That's just the way I am. Either you like it or you don't like it. Sorry. All right, you guys. Thanks again for joining in. And see you in the next Kleri-TEA. And I think you got a lot of clarity to Kler Rosenberg. Mwah. Really happy that I take my course with Beauty Angels. Oh, I appreciate you so much for trusting. And love you too, Master, and best wishes to you, Master. God bless all. Oh my God, thank you so much. Love you too. Love you too. Bye-bye.